We are the Town AM 1530 FM 102.3 WCTR, and it is today on the shore. Doug Cox joining us from the Chester River Chorale, and welcome back, and getting ready for your next set of shows. So welcome in.
Thank you, Keith. It's a pleasure to be here again.
And it's coming up in December, and you're going to be at the Presbyterian Church, and just talk a little bit about the shows. First of all, the shows and some of the selections that we can hear. We'll talk a little bit more about the chorale when we get along.
Fantastic. Well, the concerts are Friday evening, December 2nd at 8 p.m., and a follow-on concert on Sunday afternoon, December 4th at 3 p.m. There's a little bit of something for everybody on the program, some traditional Christmas carols. We also offer some beautiful music of the Jewish tradition, highlighting the Festival of Lights. We have some commissioned works and some secular treats, you might say.
Okay.
Deck the Halls and some of those more traditional secular pieces.
And
even a sing-along.
Okay, so the audience participation here. So
absolutely.
Okay, and of course we can get into I guess maybe some of the specifics on maybe some of the material that folks might not be as familiar with.
Well, it's kind of hard to know what people would be familiar with, but one of the very interesting showcase pieces, you might say, involves a guest baritone. We have two soloists that lead our cast, a local singer, Dr. Gary Schiff, a cantor and the leader of the Chestertown Havurah. But we also have a guest artist from the Western Shore, Brendan Curran, a fabulous young baritone, who we showcase on a medley of Christmas carols called Fantasia on Christmas Carols by Ralph Vaughan Williams. And it's an amalgam of various kind of older English Christmas carols that sort of overlay one another. With Gary Schiff, we feature him on a beautiful poem from the Friday night liturgy called Lecha Dodi.
I'm glad you're pronouncing that, not me.
It's sung in Hebrew, and Gary has done a wonderful job in coaching us on the Hebrew. But it's a greeting of the Sabbath, the Friday night Sabbath. Later we feature him also on Hanukkah or Hanukkah, which is a Jewish folk song that celebrates the Hanukkah Festival of Lights, the 8-day festival. We also feature various soloists from the chorale, a number of names that might be familiar to people, such as Bonnie Keating and Brenda Moyer, a new soprano that moved into the area, Julie Lawrence. M.G. Brocious is a longtime member of the Chester River Chorale, as is Linda Ruggles. These are just a number of people from the chorale that we feature in solo positions, solo opportunities. We also have a couple of scholarship recipients from Washington College, recipients of the Ann Turpin Young Chorister Scholarship. Those singers they're freshmen at Washington College, Amanda Varver and Victoria Zisser. So there's a little bit of something for everybody, and chances are you're going to know somebody on that stage when you come to these concerts.
And of course, they talk a little bit about the Chester River Chorale. You're always looking for folks to get involved and come up and sing.
Well, it's a unique organization. In my many years as a choral conducting professional, I've never seen such a committed and hard-working organization of total volunteers. There's no audition required to sing in the Chester River Chorale. It's kind of a rare thing, and for these particular singers to come together each week and really, as the mission says, to strive for artistic excellence, they really put their heart into it, and they really achieve it too. It's a remarkable thing to behold every week. They're very dedicated. So there is no barrier to joining, and we we'll be starting up after these holidays. We'll be starting up the first Thursday night in January with rehearsing for our spring concerts. I want to mention also the generosity of Heron Point Retirement Community. They provide our rehearsal space and have been very generous with allowing us to come into their place. We have like 80 people that we sort of invade their space each Thursday night and conduct a very intense kind of rehearsal experience. And but it's also a community experience for those singers.
And so I guess after these performances, if folks want to get involved and want to come out and sing, how can they do that?
Well, they have yet an opportunity to join in the Messiah Sing-Along.
Which will be at the Garfield Center for the Arts at the Prince Theater.
Exactly, on December 16th. And that is also at 8 o'clock. Now, that is not necessarily a Chester River Chorale event. It's sponsored by the Garfield Center. But it involves the personnel, the musical personnel, myself and our piano collaborator, Sam Marshall, and some guest soloists as well that the chorale brings in. But we sing through a large portion of the Handel Messiah, and anybody is welcome to come, and we provide music. I think there's a modest door fee of $5 or something like that for people that want to just come and find their place in the respective voice part section. And that would sort of give them an idea of what it's like to sing in a sort of a community environment. Otherwise, after that, in early January, the first Thursday of January, the date escapes me right now, but they can just arrive at Heron Point about 7 p.m. I checked that, about 6 p.m. and register. They'll get a handful of music and we'll start rehearsals. It's that simple.
To just kind of get your feet wet immediately.
Yeah, and you know, we try to make it a comfortable environment for everybody. There are people in there that of all skill levels, and everybody's welcome. And
I guess a phone number and a website for more information?
Well, for more information, they can go to the chesterriverchorale.org website. The phone number is there, also the address. The phone number would go to the president of our board, John Ames. But that phone number escapes my attention right now. But the important place to stop is our website, chesterriverchorale.org.
And once again, the show's coming up at the Presbyterian Church. The dates again?
It's a beautiful space for those that might not know this space. It's a gorgeous venue. And it's December 2nd, 8 p.m. and December 4th, 3 p.m.
Okay. And anything else to add? Of course, also at the Garfield Center for the
Garfield on December 16th, the Messiah Sing-Along. Children, regarding our concert, children under 12 are free.
Okay. And thanks a lot. And,
thank you, Keith.
And that's Doug Cox joining us from the Chester River Chorale. We are the town, AM 1530, FM 102.3, WCTR.